Welcome to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show, brought to you every week by the great folks at Hy-Vee, Lake of the Ozarks and Jefferson City. So here on the Spotlight Show, every week we've got a new guest, somebody important in the community. And this week we're talking with Sheree Keely, who is the Executive Director of Citizens Against Domestic Violence, better known as CADV, right?
Yep.
Okay, so a lot of people around town have heard of CADV, but might not know what it is. So what is CADV? What do you guys do? What are the programs that you offer?
Okay, so CADV is a nonprofit organization, and we serve victims of domestic and sexual violence as well as their families. We serve the Miller, Morgan, and Camden County areas, and everything that we provide is free to the victim and their family, which is a really big deal.
Yeah.
The services that we provide, there's an array of them. We have an emergency housing shelter that's located in Camdenton. We have a hotline, a 24-hour hotline, so anytime in 365 days we can be reached for anybody that just needs a trained professional to talk about their situation.
Right.
We go to court with victims because going to court for a protection order, if they are pursuing a divorce or custody, all of that is daunting, and it becomes another platform where their abusers can further traumatize them.
Sure.
So walking through that with them is helpful. We don't give legal advice, but we're emotional support.
Okay, and all that is huge. I mean, when we're talking about, domestic violence, abuse, and all that stuff, having somebody to walk through all of that with is hugely important, I would guess. Okay, so for you personally, what was the spark that made you decide to get into this business? This is not an easy business. I'm sure it wears on you when you see, domestic violence all the time. Why did you decide to get involved in all this?
I would say, Chris, that as a kid, I just kind of was always in that helping, with my friends. It just was kind of the way I was programmed,
right.
It seemed.
Yeah.
And social work, I think I tried teaching first and was very quickly realized, nope, I am not a teacher. My sister is, and she's excellent. But it seems to have been the path that I was meant to go down.
Right, and you actually went to school for all of this. You have to have a certain education for this, so this wasn't just something you fell into. This was a plan.
Yes, yep. I received a bachelor's degree in social work, and then I also pursued my master's degree in social work. And I did practice as a clinician for several years, and then moved in more to the management and development of programs and things like that.
Okay, so there you go. That's kind of the background now. And you've been kind of around the Lake of the Ozarks. I think you got your degree in Nebraska, is that right?
Correct.
In Nebraska, and but you've kind of had ties to the Lake of the Ozarks for quite a while, right?
Absolutely, yes. So funny story, my parents, so I grew up in St. Charles,
okay.
And my entire family was there. My mom and her sister married best friends, and the four of them went on a childless vacation to Lake of the Ozarks, and they came back owners of a home.
Really?
They together bought a home down here 57 years ago.
Wow.
So my parents bought out, and then they bought the lot next door, and so then the sisters had homes at the lake right next door to each other. And right now I live in that home that my parents built.
So you live in the kind of the family home they built way back when. How cool is that?
Yes.
Well, and even kind of going deeper here, your parents built a house, and they both died in that house, right?
So Mom got sick in 2010 and passed, and she wanted to be at home. She didn't want to be in a nursing home, and my father was her primary caretaker, and I backed him up. And she passed peacefully. My dad, my sister, and I were all with her, which was it's hard to describe, Chris. It was probably one of the most soothing, comforting things I have ever done.
Really?
Because it was what she wanted. She wanted us to be there. She didn't want to be in a medical facility. and it was peaceful when she passed.
Right.
And then 3 years later, my dad had a stroke, and so with a stroke, we don't know if he's going to rehab or not. My sister took him in her home in Colombia initially, and it became clear that he was not going to regain his independence. So then I came, that's when I actually moved to the lake and was in the home with him because he needed support.
Yeah.
And he passed in 2016. And again, my sister and I were both with him. It was a very peaceful passing. And he too, so they were both in the same bedroom. Just 6 years apart.
That is amazing, and that was a good thing.
It really was.
Isn't
and it
that
seems
amazing?
odd to say that, but people always go, I'm so sorry. And it's like, I had a great life with them, and my sister and I helped them to leave this world in the way they wanted to leave. And it's probably the thing I'm most proud of in my life.
Isn't that amazing? Okay. So back to the CADV, you are the executive director, and you've got big event coming up here in just a short time. What is that?
So it's our annual brunch. It's October 13th this year. It's from 11 to 1, and it's at Lodge of the Four Seasons in the Capana Hall.
Nice.
Now, this year, this is the 20th year of the event, the fundraiser.
Yeah.
So we always have a theme, and it's the Roaring 20s this year.
Okay.
So you are going to see flappers and all kinds of fun Gagsby stuff. I mean, it's just going to be fun. But the thing that's really special about this event is that we are raising awareness about domestic violence in the community. And this community comes together and they play hard, but we always showcase a client documentary. And Lake TV is videoing our story this year. And it's just so powerful to share that with all the folks that are in the room, because they really do care about the mission of our organization.
Yeah.
And so it's powerful.
This is an amazing community, like you said, coming together for causes, play hard, yes, but also just good hearts in this community. It's pretty amazing.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're getting to know about the CADV and Sheree Keely, the executive director. So we'll have more with Sheree right after this.
There's nothing like summer at Lake of the Ozarks, and Hy-Vee and Osage Beach is your one-stop shop for your day on the boat and fun in the sun. We feature the lake's largest wine and spirits department, along with our lake-famous beer cave. And you'll want to check out our brand new Summer Fun Center with all your apparel, toys, coolers, inflatables, towables, and so much more. Hy-Vee and Osage Beach, voted the #1 grocery store in Missouri and your one-stop shop for an unforgettable day in the sun all summer long.
It's our most protective wash yet. Introducing the Quick Car Ceramic Wash. It's an industrial-grade polymer solution with ceramic nanotechnology, resulting in high-end, advanced scientific protection of your vehicle's finish. The Quick Car Ceramic Wash. Try it on its own or with the monthly Unlimited Wash Club today. Quick Car. Quick, easy, and professional every time. In Jefferson City and Osage Beach.
Moving to the lake is a lot of work, but not with Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you. For packing up and delivering to your new home or simply loading and transferring your belongings, Sunrise Movers is the easy choice for your next move. Sunrise Movers packs your possessions extra carefully, shows up on time, and strives for 5-star customer service every time. Sunrise Movers, the official movers of Lake TV. Give us a call today to get a free estimate. Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you.
Welcome back to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show, brought to you by Hy-Vee, Lake of the Ozarks, and Jefferson City. We are talking with Sheree Keely, Executive Director of the CADV, the Citizens Against Domestic Violence. So when you deal with abuse every day, which you do, I mean, you literally save lives every week. So you're dealing with abuse every day. Does that wear on you? Does that wear you down?
So yes, it does have an impact on the employee. And I personally am not doing as much direct care. I'm personally more in building the programming and getting the resources available. But my staff absolutely are impacted by it. So in our organization, we talk a lot about how do you take care of yourself when you're listening to traumatic stories every day, because it has an impact. And so it's an intentional activity that they have to do. They have to really think through, okay, I heard this really tough story today. It's really staying with me. So what can I do tonight to nurture my spirit, to let go of this so that I can be present with my family, so I can be present in my life?
Yeah, I mean, because that is a thing. Otherwise, it's going to burn you out or, just, depress you probably, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm sure there's ways that you guys have learned over the years to try to counteract that. So that's really cool. Okay, so CADV, domestic violence. Do you deal with just women? Do you deal with men too? How does that, when we think of domestic violence, we think of, women as the victims generally. Are men ever the victims?
Absolutely. And we do serve male victims. We're excited about a new project that we have got some funding for to expand our shelter. We're going to add some much needed women's rooms, but we're also going to add a male suite so that we can serve men with emergency housing, which right now we have to refer them out. Male victims absolutely are out there. I believe in some ways it's even more difficult for them to come forward because of all the messages we give men about being strong and to be the victim of domestic violence. It's very hard for them to come forward about that.
I suppose it probably is. Now this is a topic we could probably spend an hour on, right?
Absolutely.
So what does a case look like? If somebody, needs your services, need you, how do they get you involved?
They can contact us lots of ways. Through our hotline is probably the primary way that we hear from people, but they also message us on Facebook, or they send an email to our info email site. Any of those ways will get them connected to our services. And we are really at that point just assessing the situation with them. Safety has always got to be the number one thing that we think about, especially when they're talking about leaving a violent situation. That's when the risk towards them is the highest. Right. So we talk about a safety plan. How could they do it in a way that they don't increase the risk?
And their safety obviously is a big concern, but so is yours, the CADV, and the people trying to help in that situation. Does it get scary sometimes?
Well, we're thoughtful with our staff that we would not put them in a situation intentionally that would, so if the victim is with an abuser, we would not be able to come into that situation. We would encourage them to bring law enforcement in. You will hear law enforcement say that the most dangerous cases they go on, the calls, is domestic calls.
I've heard that, yeah.
And so we would not put ourselves in the middle of that. They have to be safe enough that we can help to get them where they need to go.
Okay. CADV, you guys are supported by the community, right? If people want to help CADV, and that can be in various ways. That can be, making donations, volunteering. Do you guys need volunteers?
Oh my gosh, we have volunteers and very much need them, yes. So volunteering's a big thing. Okay, so money, volunteers, prayer, whatever people can help you with. So how can they find you? How can they help you? How can they get involved? There's a couple of ways. Our website at www.cadv-voc.org. We're also on Facebook, and that's CADV-VOC. And then they can call us at 573-346-9630. And that number is answered 24 hours a day. 24/7. And that's for volunteers or people that want to give. Can they give online? Yes. Okay. Yes. On the website, I'm guessing. On the website, they can do it through PayPal. Yep. Okay. And tell us again, you've got the big event coming up. And when is that and what is that? It's the CADV annual brunch, our 20th one. Right. It's October 13th from 11 to 1 at the Capana Hall at Lodge of the Four Seasons. And we're selling table sponsorships, so there's still some left, so they need to call quickly. I think we're gonna sell out. Oh, good, that would be good. And what is the number to call? 573-745, 573-346-9630. Okay, and if somebody is being abused, domestic violence, they need to get in touch with you. What's the hotline number? The hotline number, the number I'm giving you could be used too. So the hotline number is 888-809-SAFE. Okay. 7233. Okay. So this is Sheree Keely. She saves lives, Executive Director, Citizens Against Domestic Violence. Thank you so much for coming by. We appreciate it. You're welcome. Thanks for having me, Chris.